Got a nice big bull trout on. You don't want to come in. So I'm just going into Ruby Falls the muddy way, and see there's a cut line. I noticed on my maps there was a cut line right beside the actual trail, and I thought, well, maybe we can cut this new trail or use this other trail, but I see why they're not using it. It's pretty steep there. I don't know if you can tell that, but she's straight up and down. So they obviously cut this as the main cut line and then built the bypass after. Yeah, she's an old cut line for sure. Those logs were probably cut in the 50s or so. 50s or 60s anyways. So yeah, that's why this cut line isn't used anymore. Well, there's the trail in. You can see there's been numerous attempts to build bridges across these muddy spots, but it's actually pretty dry now for the most part. The fan's still running. So yeah, there's the trail up. It's pretty technical through here. Pretty rutted and needs some big rock thrown in there to kind of tame it down a bit, but it's doable. And you can see all this where they tried to fix it, and all the logs just got kicked out, and unless they're all strapped together, they're more they're harder to cross than it without it. So I'm not sure if this is deep anymore, but looks like it can get deep when it's wet. So yeah, I just go up the side here, but it's all pretty technical riding. You fall off the horse here, you're going a long ways down. Oh, that's got to taste good, Chevelle. Come on, get out of there. Let's go. Head back down. There was a trail here that I'd seen about 20 years ago, and me and a friend, we'd went up it part ways, and we just turned around. I don't remember much about it, but it's always been on my mind, and every time I drive by this area, I'm always wondering, where does that trail go? And you can just barely see it on the maps, and kind of wondered why it wasn't getting used. I figured, it's probably just the couple trees came down and then nobody cleared them up, and so the trail kind of got grown in. But anyway, this is where I'm going right now. I'm going in search of that trail, and the beginning here, it's pretty defined, but you'll see it slowly tapers off to barely noticing that there's actually a trail there. Well, just going through this meadow here, trying to link up to my trail, and it's thick brush like this. right off into the creek. Poor Chevelle went right over the handlebars. So did I. Actually, the back wheels were right off the ground. It was almost straight up and down, and I was putting my feet in the front to kind of stop us there. Yeah, hidden little creek. Anyway, don't do that at home, folks. We're heading over there. Oh, this is the old trail. Nobody's using it now. No horses, no quads, no dirt bikes. Good old trail. We're taking heavy fire here. You should see this hail. It's like the size of golf balls. One just came down and smacked my quad really, really hard. Yeah, storm rolled in out of nowhere. I don't know if you can see that or not, but wow, those are some big chunks of hail. Anyway, we're hiding under this tree. Hopefully we don't get struck by lightning, eh, Chevelle? I got my helmet on, but you don't. Yeah. Deep bush. Deep woods. Look at that, there's one. Ah, they're not as big as I thought they were. It's still pretty big though. Give me something to chew on here. Well, that one's big. Let's leave my helmet on. There's the trail. I think we're just about at the trail we're trying to hit. It's yeah, I don't know, it must be an old horse trail from years ago. I can see it on my map, but you can barely see it when you're on there. Look at the hail coming down. Yeah. I won't look up anymore because I'm going to get one in the face here. I'll come and hide with you, Chevelle. We're hiding under here, hey? We're going to hide. Well, we're about 4 kilometers from the road, and we've been clearing trail the whole way, so we're not making it far. Chevelle wants to play ball every time we stop. So I just cleared this old trail out, and I hope it's going to be the one that goes to Mackenzie Gap Trail. I'm hoping. It was used years ago. It looks like it was used quite heavily. It's not in any parks or any PLUS zones or anything like that, so it's all legal trail. But I think people just, I don't know if they're lazy. I think it's more or less they come from Edmonton or wherever. They only got a few days to ride. The last thing they want to do is clear trail. So I cut these 2 big trees up, and then this trail here is pretty muskeggy. I took it the other day, and you can see is about a 1.5 foot rut here that's only going to get worse over time. So I'll as long as this trail actually goes somewhere and where I think it's going, then the next time I come up here, I'll cut up all these. I'll delimb all these, and I'll throw them in this this little gap. And then the next spring, when the silt and the runoff comes down, she'll fill that right in. You'll never even know it was damaged. Yeah, and I won't get paid a dime for it. Anyway, we're gonna continue on here. There's a bit of a wet spot right here at the beginning of the trail, so I just take all the brush and throw it right on where it's wet, and that'll get mashed into the ground over time and kind of acts like rebar and just holds everything together. This trail definitely hasn't been used in a while, so this is going to be fun. This is what I love, finding a trail I've never been on. Hasn't been used for a while, this trail. I hope it links up with the trail I think it does. Oh, lots of trees down. About every 50, 60 yards, but yeah, she keeps going. Pretty good climb, but yeah, the old quad here. They just climb real slow like a little billy goat. Okay, we better clean her out here. Well, just like that. Well, I got to this part of the trail and looked like I found evidence of a grizzly being here. There's a big pile of crap there. The video makes it look smaller than what it actually is, but definitely had me looking over my shoulder. This is pretty deep, dark bush here, and yeah, it was cool to see such an old trail. Well, I'm on the right trail. It's going to where I want it to go, but I pretty much see why nobody's using it anymore. It's a pretty steep hill, and it's just washed right out, so it's really freaking side hilly and dangerous. So I was going to come down, and then I was like, there's no way. So I decided I got to go back, but it's so rutted, I'm pretty sure I was gonna get stuck. So I filled in these holes a little bit, and hopefully I can crawl back up to there where it's flatter, and then I can turn around, because there's no way to turn around here. She's really side hilly. And then there's like another little drop off there. Holy man, she's gnarly country. This is old bush. Hey, Chevelle. Yeah, seen grizzly bear shit just behind me, and yeah, fun. Well, that worked awesome. You know, it really doesn't take much to fix the trail. You just drop a big long log in there and she's good. So yeah, I made it across the first two. Those little bridges I made there, little pads, right there. Then I got hung up on this one, so I put one in there. Still needs another one, but whatever. I'm not pissing around with this trail until I know I can get through it. But yeah, really, that's all it needs. And then this will be, it's gonna need some work in this section, but once this section's all filled in, if it goes to the trail I think it is, it's the Mackenzie Gap Trail. She will be open again. Well, we took the upper trail. What a hike this was, just up this little hill there. Holy frick, we're tired, eh, Chevelle? Time for a beer. Anyways, it's just super steep country. I don't know. Can't even see it on the map because the bush is so thick. Anyway, we're going to turn around officially this time. Well, Chevelle found a little lick there, a little water, so she's all good to go again. Nice to have these every so often. They're all over the place here. Yeah, the trail is nice and clear now. Be easy going back. Well, that was enough trail clearing for one day, so we turned around, headed back to camp. I think it was about 15 or 20 kilometers away. Half trails and then half roads, I'd say. So yeah, we made it back to camp, all in one piece there, and you know, did the normal camp stuff, cooked up some grub and whatnot, and then the next day I started messing around with my solar system. With no generator, and my batteries pretty much drained out from running the heater, and a sunny day as well, I decided to take advantage and try to charge these batteries up and just set up my temporary solar charging system. And I charged up my my batteries and then used the inverter off of that to charge up my little speaker. That's all I had for my music. And you can see there I had my charge controller. That panel there is 75 watts. Well, I sharpened up the chain on the little MS-250 chainsaw there. Then we saddled up and headed back out to that trail and tried to clear it out some more. Well, the trail's still going. I'm going to link up hopefully to where I was yesterday, but yeah, just nobody's ridden this in a long time. But it's a good trail. Like, I don't understand why. I think maybe it just, you know, maybe it got grown in there and people got lazy or something. I know the old boys used to do a lot of trail clearing and trail making and trail cutting and everything else, but a lot of people now don't pack a chainsaw. So anyway, I can see where it goes way up the hill. So we're gonna keep going. Buck 69. Who was it that had the commercial? Was that McDonald's that did that with the buck 69? See the grouse? Yeah, Chevelle. He's up in the tree. You're not gonna be getting him. Holy. We got more clearing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it looks like there's some big ones at the end. This will be a good spot to stop for a break after. You can see this cut line goes all the way back. Actually, 2 cut lines at the end. Must be a bypass to that hill. Looks pretty big. Well, yeah, I don't know. It must be a surprise up here. Must be a reason why people quit riding it. Maybe they thought it was in the park, but it's not. As far as I know, it's definitely not in the Plough zone or whatever the hell they call it these days. Yeah, well, we'll just keep cutting. Found a little stream there. Chevelle's getting pretty thirsty. Wow, this is a big gorge that goes through the side of the hill here. Old original bush. Never been logged or anything. Maybe a forest fire or two in its day. Anyway, it looks like the trail's coming to an end up there. It looks like maybe it just stops dead. That kind of suck. But it would explain why nobody's using the trail anymore. Doesn't explain why they're not using the one back behind it though. Yeah, there's a little coal seam over in there somewhere. Cool. Back up the hill we go. All that work for some water, eh? That was a tough walk down to the creek. Okay, come on up, girl. She's having a tough time here. Oh, so am I. I'm gonna fall off this log. Yeah, Chevelle's a good old bush dog. Born and raised in here, eh, Chevelle? Oh yeah, up the hill we go. Ah, shitty. Looks like we're at the end of the line here. I don't know. Gets pretty steep, so this is probably as far as they went for some reason. I'm gonna look around though and see if there's a bypass. If there is, it hasn't been used ever. Yeah. Geez, we're so close. So close to the trail we need to link up to. So maybe there's a bypass back here. There could be a reason. Usually if there's a great big gorge like this, then they can't go around it. They make a nice big, they can't go near it, they go around it. The water's flowing pretty good down there. Oh, that sucks. Well, we'll look around. Tuckered right out. Well, over the course of a couple days, we sure got a pile of trail cleared there. And there was a couple of wet sections, and there was other trails right close by, so I just linked them up to go around the wet sections. And definitely this could be a sustainable trail to link up to that Mackenzie Gap Trail. And you could even see, like in this picture here, there's remnants of the old quad bridges from when quads were real tiny. You know, my brute force would barely fit across that one. This section here, I just put a tree that I had cut off the trail into the rut to fix up that little section of trail and hold everything together. Sadly, this would be the last year that Chevelle would ever run the trail. She's 11 and a half years old here, and she's always ran every step of the way. And but with that back leg, she had a hard time walking, let alone running. But as of January 2021, she's still with me, and she's still giving her, just not running, but she definitely comes out on all the adventures still. Well, that's a pretty cool moon, and I just see my first bat. It's about time they got here. There's a lot of frickin' work for them to do. Bugs are everywhere. See that? That was cool watching the bats fly in the sky as long as they stay up there. There's only one. God, I hate bats. But they're much needed, like I said. Well, Chevelle came out barking away, and she's got a pair of jogging pants on. I don't know if you can see that. There they are. She's wearing a pair of my jogging pants that were covering her up. What a clown. She thought I left her. Goof. And she left me. There's the old moon. There's the old fire. She left me at the last camp. I couldn't find her, and she went all the way back to my camp, the little clown. Look at the water. Moon's glowing off the water. Chevelle just went down for a drink, I think. Yeah, there she is, having a drink. What a beauty night. Well, the bats finally went to bed, and it was time to get drunk. A man needs that every now and then. The old hornet's nest. My Bluetooth speaker died, so stick my phone in there now, and it's actually pretty loud. Any whiskey left in there? There's a little bit. Yeah. Oh, she's got a little bit of kick to her, that old whiskey. I ran out of Coke, so mixed whiskey and lemon juice and a dash of water. Oh, that sound. Oh shit, you can't beat that. Listen. I was sitting here by the fire and thought I heard something, and sure enough, didn't even have anything in the mouse trap, and stupid mouse got in the trap, and he's dead. I don't like to kill anything unless I'm gonna eat it, but no mice, they get into your camper and they freaking chew your wires, and then they burn you to the ground. So fortunately, they gotta go. Stupid mouse. Anyway, there you go. I got five mice in I don't know, I've been here about 21 days or so. Yep. I'm sure there's a bunch more there waiting to come in. There you go, folks. Set your mouse traps up, or they'll get into your camper. Chevelle, get out of there. Be careful. She's a long way to the bottom off this cliff. Well, it was a good night full of singing and laughter, and you have to do some of that stuff to keep the bears away. And so the next afternoon, we got out there in the trail, and we went looking for some fishing holes. Zillions of trails around here, just everywhere.
free, lifting up an empty cup I ask silently. All my destinations will accept the one that's me, so I can breathe. Circles they grow and they swallow people whole. Half their lives they say goodnight to wives they'll never know. And a mind full of questions and a teacher in my soul. And so it goes. Don't come closer or I'll have to go.
Got a nice big bull trout on. You don't want to come in. The old rod's bent right over. This has been going on for about 10 minutes. I could have probably brought him in a little faster, but I don't know, he's fighting good. Yeah. Let's see if we can get a picture of him here. Holy shit, yeah, he's nice. He's definitely a 3-pounder for sure. Chevelle, get out of there. He just don't want to come in. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit. Oh, he didn't like the look of you, Chevelle. Well, he's gone. Oh, there he is, okay. All the fins on him, white fins. Chevelle, get out of there! Chevelle, get out! Get out of here. Out of the water, Chevelle. Look at that, he's nice. Oh shit, yeah. He's probably about a 3-pounder. With the white fins on him, eh? There's 3 of them. I could see them at the bottom of the pool. Okay, I better bring him in if I can. Yeah. There's that sneaky little beaver. We hiked down to the next pool, and it didn't take long before we tied into another nice cutthroat. He's putting on a good fight anyway. Chevelle, get out of there. Beauty spot. Yeah, he's nice. Put up a hell of a fight. So we hiked back up to the quad and head back to camp. It was a pretty good day, and we tied into another big cutthroat, but he got off, and he was almost as big as that bull trout. Yeah. A couple guys stopped in this morning. Their the quad was broken down, so they wanted to leave it here rather than out in the bush. And I was over fishing that pool back there when they went by, and I see the quad's gone, and they left me a little note here. Thanks, it says. Yeah, pretty cool. There's the tree in front of the moon. Pretty cool. You can see a couple other trees. Well, we finally got a nice day, so we're gonna take advantage of it. We got a big trip. We're going into Cadomin, and we need to fuel up, resupply. We're out of propane, pretty much, just about, and we're just about out of food. Still got gas left, but they don't have any gas there anyway. So I got the old quad ready to go. Put a little extra air in the tires for the longer trip because we're just road riding, gravel roads, but it's all roads, no trails. And I got the propane tank. We got a strap. We got our Bluetooth all charged up. Here's the cooler to pack the food. Got the fly rod, Chevelle's jacket in case it gets cold, or if we want to go for a swim or something. And she's all fueled up right to the brim. Put some little bit of oil in the engine. This thing burns a bit of oil. And Chevelle's ball. So it's about 40 kilometers one way. So yeah, we got a good trek ahead of us, but it'll be fun. And they got beer there, so we'll buy some beer. This is a cool old mountain road. I think it was built in the 1920s, maybe even a little bit earlier, because the old town site of Mountain Park is straight ahead here up over the Cardinal Divide, and it was a town there for about 40 years. And there was a coal mine there and whatnot, and then it just kind of shut down overnight in 1950, and that was the end of coal for a while. But yeah, it's a pretty easy road, but there's some technical sections. Like there's one section where the river washed out the road, and there's some big cobblestone on other parts of it. Like when these guys built roads back then, they built them to last. Lots of rock in the road, and so it holds up for the most part pretty good. But yeah, it's just an easy ride here. We could be taking trails, but we just want to get to Cadomin and get our supplies. Nice. I just happen to need another strap for my tank. Worked out good, eh, Chevelle? It's a Box Canyon Trail. We headed up from here and went up the steep switchbacks, and we got to the top of the divide, and I met a couple of guys up there that were locals from town, and I knew the one guy's brother. Anyway, I ended up talking with them for quite a while, and then I realized that it was getting pretty darn late, and I was going to maybe not make it to the store in time, so it would have been a wasted trip, so I had to skedaddle out of there and hurry up, and I just barely made it to the store before they closed. We might make her. Well, we made her just in time. I think they're open from 2 till 6 in the summer. Not very long hours, but but we made it, and you can see there the sign that says "We support Cheviot," and that was just saying that they support the mine that opened up, and I think it was 2004. That's the one up by the old town site of Mountain Park. There was a lot of controversy over that mine because it backs on to Jasper National Parks. Well, I said 40 kilometers, and here it says 38.2, so I was pretty close. And I was just guessing when I said 40 kilometers. Beer, milk, hash browns, smokies, wieners, eggs, butter, bread. I forget what else I had, but I always like to support that little store. Like, I'd easily buy this stuff cheaper in Hinton in my hometown, but I just, I want this business to be there when I'm out camping. Just, it feels like the old horse and buggy days, where you leave your homestead and you go into town for supplies. So I like it being there. So I always support it every chance I get. Well, we got all our supplies, and it just barely fit in the cooler and everything else. But yeah, I got a few old pamphlets there of the area, and yeah, the inside of the store is really cool. Eat here and get gas, it says. Yeah, so the inside has a lot of cool old pictures, like just tons of old stuff in there from the early 1900s. This town, this is Cadomin, and it was a little coal mining town as well, right near Mountain Park. And the only way to get to Mountain Park was by horse or by train. But cool area for sure. There ended up being no propane there. I forgot they got rid of that years back, so I didn't get lucky there. So now the trip back to camp, and we stopped off at Whitehorse Creek here. This is one of the super tubes we had to put in when the mine started. So the haul trucks could cross the river and people could still get to the campground.
He's still working on his house. Got a hell of a pad going on there.
Made it back up to the Cardinal Divide, and there was an older fella up there. He was a school teacher from California, an old Vietnam vet. He was heading straight into those mountains there, and he was going to pop out somewhere in Jasper. Just his maps, no emergency devices, all by himself, just his tent, going into like a very, very remote part of Jasper National Park. I think he said he'd be gone for 2 weeks. I thought that was pretty damn cool. He goes every year in August. This is one of the camps I stopped in at on the way back. There's several of them along the way, but this is one that I've stayed at quite a few times over the years, and it's just a really cool spot. There's a nice shot of Red Cap Mountain, and yeah, it's a really cool area.
Well, we got to my little fishing hole, and there's a beaver it's really active here, so I don't know how the fishing will be. Usually it's first cast I have one on, but we'll see. Time will tell. He just saw us over there, and he had a big, huge splash. No, Chevelle, stay out of the water. Just what I need, you to get carved up by a beaver. Well, we'll see what happens here. And it looks like Mr. Grizz was here as well. Definitely where they hang out. So I'll have to be on the ball for them. Hopefully they won't come around.
It's getting late in the day here. It's probably close to 10 p.m. I'm thinking.
Well, we made her back to camp with the groceries, but no propane, so that kind of sucks. But we really only need the propane for, well, I guess we need it for the fridge too. But I could always run my camper off my batteries. I have an inverter. I think I can figure that all out. Yeah, yes I could. But, yeah, and it's about 80 kilometers round trip. So we made her back, and it says 78 kilometers on the Speedo, but I know my tires are different than stock, so it should be a little more than that. But it's all good. We made her back to camp. A long trek, eh, Chevelle? We just put on 80 kilometers on the back seat. Good girl. Hey, good girl. Do you want to go for a swim? Do you? It's pretty cold, you know. You go for a swim. Jump. Jump in. No, 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 not that way. This way. Go for a swim. Yeah, it's okay. Oh, she wants to go for a swim. Oh, that's got to be cold. How was that? Oh. Get your stick. Get your stick. Get it. Oh, no, Chevelle. You're tearing the bank apart. Hey, leave that one. No, leave it. Come. Hey, leave it. She's causing more erosion than the quads do. Look at her. What a freaking goof. Oh, she's pretty strong for her age. Hey, you get all this energy all of a sudden. Yeah. Right on. Get the fire going. Well, that's it for part 4. Part 5 coming up. It should be the last one, and we got to fill up on water from the river. We get a unexpected visitor. We have to head back into Cadomin again for more supplies and more beer. That beer went down pretty fast. And yeah, we just do a bunch more quadding in the mountains this time, a little closer to the mountains, a little more trail clearing and whatnot. So stay tuned.